you took an administrative job in county government.
Sure.
Why?
Well, that's a fair point. I mean, that's a good question. I thought I could make a difference. I really liked what the new commissioner stood for. You know, there was 8 of the 11 seats flipped in Ottawa County. And the new commissioners, which were the Ottawa Impact commissioners, they had a great campaign platform. I like what they stood for. You know, they were against all the lockdowns and the mandates from the COVID thing that we all experienced. They were for freedom, limited government. I was like, those sound like good things. That's what I believe in. So I really thought I could make a difference, and that's why I decided to do it.
How do you feel about that now?
Well, you know, you don't always know what's going to happen in the future. You have to make your best calculation, which is what I did. But it turns out the folks that were voted in, these new commissioners, and even some of the older ones as well, they didn't know how to govern. You can have a little problem. You don't know how to govern. So, you know, they can campaign all you want on having the right ideas, the right platform, the right messaging. But if you get in there and you don't know how to govern, then it all goes to naught. And that's what I experienced. You know, even after the first couple of months, I started to see some red flags in there. And it just, you know, it was a stunning problem. You know, the Ottawa Impact rules by 2 things, impulse and vindictiveness. That's the fuel that drives them. So there'll be a meeting where they'll say, I want the director of community mental health there immediately to answer any questions. And then so the community mental health departments ask me, what should we prepare for? I'm like, I don't know. They didn't tell me anything. And so they go there and they're being asked all these questions. Give me this, give me this, give me that. Da, 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 da. So I try to ask the chair of that committee, I try to ask them, what is your goal here? What are you trying to accomplish? What is the overall vision? So we can actually sit down and talk about this and have a systematic process. But you don't really get anything back in return. It's just, they better give me this data. I don't know what I want, but I want it now. So it makes it very hard for me to do my job in that situation. And the county administrator is supposed to be the one who directs the staff. But what you again see with a lot of the Ottawa Impact commissioners is they want to be the ones trying to go to the staff and do all this stuff, which is totally inappropriate governance. It creates absolute chaos because you have a staff member who'll be getting 5 different requests from 5 different commissioners, and that could even contradict each other. It creates total chaos. So you're supposed to go through the administrator, but they believe, and I think they're drunk on power, being new and not having any experience in this kind of stuff. You know, I'll do whatever I want. I run the county, and I'll go and ask this. So it created a kind of a chaotic type situation.
Yeah, so I mean, you're saying these Ottawa Impact members were effectively reactionaries.
In terms of?
Their approach to governance.
Well, I mean, I would say they simply didn't know what they were doing. You know, I want you to do this now. And then if you tell me, well, actually, that's illegal, you can't do it for these reasons, that means that now maybe you're a deep state, maybe they got to you, maybe you're not a team player, maybe the devil got to you. Oh, so now I'm not going to invite you to any more of my meetings, and now I'm going to put you on a list. That's the way that they think. So this is the last 2-year term that they're on right now. Then in November, whoever wins will be in there for 4 years, which is why it's really urgent again. If you have them in there for 4 years and they don't have to worry about getting reelected for 4 years, the kind of stuff they do will literally be totally insane asylum category stuff.
What's next for you? What's the next chapter?
You know, I haven't taken the time to think about it a lot because things have been happening so fast. So I've been kind of taking a bit of a break. I've been able to go to Mass every day, which is kind of cool, especially since it's Lent right now. And it's kind of ironic that all this is happening during Lent because that was Christ's 40 days of suffering before his crucifixion. And now this is kind of my suffering before or whatever. So it's interesting that the overlap in timing there. I just think it's so interesting to think about that. But yeah, I've been more taking a little bit of a break. I'll have to start looking, you know, for a job obviously pretty soon here. So have to see what's out there and start putting out some feelers.